Okay, that looks like it's working. It's the only way I can do it hands-free because I need both hands. I'm going to do a cold start video and actually talk a little bit about the bike as we go. And I got some tools. I've never done this before, so let's see how this works. So what I have, actually, let's start out with, it's 9/24. It's April 17th. I don't know if that's showing. Hopefully it's showing. Hopefully I got that. So that's the time, that's the date. It is not all that cold, so it's not going to be a very good cold start video. But it's a beautiful day out there. And so, well, let's do this. Okay, yeah. I got to think how to do this. So I also have a temperature from my smoker. So I guess I'm supposed to prove that it's cold. So that is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Cement is 63 degrees. I don't know why that's important, but whatever. So let's take the bike, unhook it. Lives on a battery tender. I think the battery might be weak, but it lives on the battery tender for the most part. Let's see if I can't. My mother-in-law's car. All right. So, actually, I'm going to put it up on the center stand just so I can walk around a little bit more. So, oh, here, I should do it this way. All right. So we're going to turn the key on. Fuel pump is going. It's got 418 miles currently. I ride it about once a week or so. Choke. I replaced the choke cable, and while I was in there, I had a little fray like right there. So that was an easy thing. I saw that and I went, oh, great. While I was in there, I saw that the throttle cables were also frayed, but at the carburetor end. So I went completely through the carburetors, replaced, I cleaned all the jets, all that kind of stuff. Cleaned and then replaced the cables and all that. I don't need to let this run. Oh, let's start. So and I might as well just talk about the bike. So I didn't touch the choke at all, and temp gauge is right here, and the guy I bought it from way back when said he had never ridden it until it got 3 bars. And he started it and just let it sit until it gets 3 bars. It goes up to about 5 or 6 bars on normal as far as that goes. But for him, and he was a professional drag racer, so I've always done that. That said, I did an oil change, so oil's brand new in there. It's full of gas. What else can I tell you about? Oh, little things that I've found since I listed it for sale, and you can gradually reduce the choke. It is totally adjustable, right? Some idiot, that would be me, splattered something, and I can't get that out. I don't know what that was, but something in my horribly messy shop garage spilled on it, and I can't get that out. The other thing is, it is wired for, this is the, I wired up grip heaters, and this one, I've got grip heaters on all my bikes, and this one, I noticed, had broken off. And they're just simple little liners that go inside, and all I typically do is and this happens a lot, I give it plenty of space, but it just can't handle the movement of the throttle. This one will stay fine forever, and it's great. And I just go and I replace this, and they're not left or right, so I just buy a set and replace it. And I just rewire it. I cut into the wire and splice it in here somewhere. But this is the switch that I did, and it's just 100% on, 100% off. I did do a voltmeter, and you can push that to turn this on, and I like that a whole lot better. It's 14.3. It's got a MOSFET. You can actually do that and see that barely, but you can see that. So 14.3 currently, and I don't know anything about voltmeters or anything like that, but that seems to be a pretty good system. I like that. And also it's 2 USB power ports, so typically I can run things. I've got a tank bag that sits on here. Oh, that's another thing. Glove box is absolutely beautiful, all that kind of stuff, except for I broke the hinge when I was cleaning this, and so it just kind of like sits on there, and I'm not really happy, but you know, full disclosure and all that kind of stuff. This is wired for if I have my electric vest and want to put that on. I just actually have that pop out through the glove box, but put a tank bag on here and I never have to worry about this as far as coming off. And I don't know if it comes off anyway, because you know, it's there. Dual tanks, stock keys, all that kind of stuff. Oh, we got 3 bars. I'd be riding right now. And I've got the idle set pretty low. I've got the choke completely off right now. And now we just went up to 4 bars. I like the idle set about this high. You have an idle adjustment screw right here that you can, here, I'll just turn it up. So now we're just a little above 1,000. I tend to like it a little bit lower than that, but just me. Over on this side, you've got enrichment jets. I've never touched them. It seems to be totally fine. What else? Pivot pegs. If you've never ridden on pivot pegs, they're absolutely wonderful. I totally love them. I've got, this is back in here, the CJ Designs oil change kit. That's my MOSFET regulator rectifier. Did the slave cylinder, actually came with it stocked that way. Replaced all the hoses, every single hose that goes to the carburetor, including the vents. And that also includes, there's hoses in the back up here. And I left the old ones, as these are vents for the gas tank, but what I did was I replaced them and spliced them in. There's a little check valve, and I replaced them from the check valve up. Crash bars have a couple of dings on them. Not sorry, but that is what it is. All the fairings are great. Everything's wonderful. If I had my druthers, I would have either unplugged that. These are both LED. I can't think of the name. It's in the description. Lights, top and bottom. This is the low beam right now. That's the high beam. And then I have European. So that's a European switch, so I can turn everything off. And I can actually turn on just the parking light. And you see that's wired to my turn signals. So turn signals are also running lights, and they're LED. And then high beam, low beam. So everything works there. When you turn on the turn signals, only one will do that, as it's supposed to. Go over to the back. And then, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll just kind of like show you. Let's see if I can get there. I don't know if you can see that, but my brake light, when I hit my brake light, it also, the turn signals act as brake lights as well. So they'll be typically off in the rear, and then when you hit the brake, it turns on, which is kind of a really cool feature. Brand new chain, sprocket, counter shaft. I did everything in there. I said the forks were recently serviced. I got new fork seals and things like that. Put a brand new front tire on just because, I've always ridden knobbies. I like the Tusk. They're cheaper than the Continentals. I used to run TK80s, and they're soft. They handle great in the turns and all that on the road. And then they're knobbies. So, and I changed my own tire, so I've always just gone through that. You have an auxiliary fan, so there's actually 2 fans. I keep waiting for the fan to come on. just so I can show you that as well. What else can I show you? I think that is it on here. Replace the master cylinder, that's in my blog. Clutch is great. I haven't messed with the clutch at all. Typically I'll put this, well, I'm going to end up putting this back. But that just basically sits there, and I'll usually tuck it in like that so it doesn't even show. Clean and flush the radiator. It's sitting pretty right in the middle. Like I said, the oil is great. Runs a dry sump. Oh, here, that's what I can show you. If you can see, I don't know if you can, but these are bubbling as well. And this is only on the gas tank part. This is your gas tank here, and it's bubbling because it's an ethanol thing. Oh, fan just turned on. So I think that's everything I can show you. And hopefully that worked out just fine. Oh, if I have my druthers, I know these are replaceable. Carbon fiber is just kind of, that's not wear, it's just carbon fiber that just over time has just gone. And it's a little bit dusty. I was building garden boxes this last weekend. Had the garage door closed, but daughter needed garden boxes, and so that's the bike. Oh, new brakes front and rear. I mean, brand new brakes front and rear. And I went with metallic. Discs are looking great. I think that's about it. So, hey, cold start and kind of a tour video. God, I hope that's still on. Let's see.